As long as yours.
Mine's bigger than yours, mate. Just the tail end of the sunset colours towards Helvellyn. Hello YouTube, it's the weekend and of course I'm out wild camping. This week we're back out in the Ullswater area. I've parked up in the Cowbridge car park just near Hartsop and I'm currently on quite a steep ascent out the back of the car park. You can see the road that leads towards Ambleside. After last week where my new boots had rubbed my heels, I had a painful couple of days at work, but the old Compeed plasters are coming good. I've got Compeed plasters on both heels and at the moment I can't feel anything. So we're making a second attempt at breaking these boots in. And I'm heading up to tackle one single Wainwright this week, just to take it a bit easier on the feet and ankles. Like I say, we're continuing this steep path. Oh, who's this? How's it going, mate?
Yeah, all good, yeah, all good.
Good man, long time no see.
Yeah, I thought I'd come and join you on this one. It's been a while.
Yeah, you've been busy settling down, got yourself a girlfriend and everything.
Things have happened, so yeah, YouTube's been a bit quiet lately, and it's still the PC out for one thing, but yeah, I shall be back at some point, hopefully.
Yes, I'm back with my mate Chris from The Height of Life. Like we both said, he's been busy sorting his cell out with life things, settling down with girlfriend and work commitments and things like that. But Chris is back out with me today and hopefully we'll see a lot more of him. And as always, it's great to have you guys and girls join me on this one. And if you're a new viewer at the channel, welcome to A Cumbrian Lad Outdoors. Right, let's continue with this steep path and get to the summit of today's destination. Well, the start to this walk has definitely woken the thighs up on the pair of us. We've reached a nice little flat spot now. You can see just how quickly we've gained a little bit of elevation. You see the path clearly up to Hayeswater, and we're looking down on Brothers Water and up the Kirkson Pass. You can see the campsite's quite busy already. Like I say, a nice little flat spot. We're going to be following this path here up to that ridge line to today's summit, which is Hartsop above Howe. A cheeky little Wainwright. Like I say, I'm needing to get out but keep it nice and easy on my feet. So 5 minutes here and then we'll push on. We're ascending quite quickly now, and with that, as well as the views opening up, the wind has started to pick up a little bit. It's not terrible. We are forecast around about 30-35 mile an hour gusts, but early this evening, somewhere around about 4 or 5 o'clock, that's supposed to drop off to virtually nothing. We are starting to get up almost level with the surrounding peaks now. We're just coming up to a stile. We're starting to get some views down the valley the other side. And once we're over this stile, we've got to follow the path up this craggy bit, and we've just consulted the map, and after that it should level out quite a lot towards the summit of Hartsop above Howe. We've finally hit some flat, which is a nice little bit of respite for Chris and I's legs. Getting some lovely views down the other valley now. So we've got Burke's, St Sunday Crag. I think that one there is the Fairfield Peak, so we're just the other side of the Fairfield Horseshoe now. And just over there is the summit of Red Screes. And if our eyes don't deceive us, that hump in front of us is tonight's destination, which is Hartsop above Howe. So hopefully we'll be able to find ourselves a nice little area, get the chairs set up, and myself and Chris can have a proper good catch up. And we can find an area that isn't too boggy to set the tents up. Of course, as you can see on our path, the last 4 or 5 days we've had quite a lot of rain. So consequently, the ground is quite boggy. And according to my Garmin, 0.57 miles is the halfway point for the walk, because I've programmed it as a full loop back. So it looks like that hump is about right for us. We're just about at the top now. Lovely panoramic views. We can just and so see Ullswater there. Some cracking views down a few valleys. Lovely little river there. Cracking little view down that river there. That's very picturesque, that. One valley going that way, another valley there, another valley there. Absolutely stunning. But we're here, so we can finally say, hearts up above how. Done and boshed it, mate. Done and boshed it. And definitely the only one today. There's no impromptu Wainwrights today. My heels are actually feeling very good. There's no rubbing whatsoever. But it's been a while since Chris has been out as well. So we're just settling for the one. We're going to have a wee wander around this locale to see if we can find an area where we can pitch our tents tonight. But for the foreseeable until then, get our chairs set up and have a proper good catch up with my own mucker Chris. Well, myself and Chris have actually found our pitch for the night, but we've walked along a little bit further. The path just follows here and it is very wet. There's not much else here for options for pitching the tent. But I've just noticed the path there that heads up is the path that I took to the priest's hole, which is just there. There's actually 2 people in the priest's hole. We can see 2 people stood outside of it. And just there, we can actually see 2 tents. The zoom on the action cam definitely won't pick that up, but the zoom on the phone did. That's a cracking view of the priest's hole from here. To be fair, not like me, I actually totally forgot that the priest's hole was in this area. Dove Crag is definitely one that I still need to do. But looking from here, I can see just how short I was of summiting it when I went to the priest's hole. So that might be one to tackle from the other side. We've claimed our spot for the night. We've been sat for a couple of hours now. It's just gone 4 o'clock and we've had quite a few people walk past. It's been nice to speak to them as they've been passing. Quite a few different stories, which is always nice. See, we've got the chairs set up. Lovely views of the mountains. The wind's backed right off. Chris is currently halfway through a beer and a bag of munchies, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, very nice.
Loving being back out in the mountains, aren't you?
Watermelon flavoured IPA. Very hydrating. Absolutely amazing. Look at that over there. Look at that.
It's fantastic, isn't it, mate? Yes, look at this. Sun's come out to play a little bit. Beautiful views down the valleys. Look at that for a spot to chill out. Absolute perfection. And like I say, it's given Chris and myself a chance to catch up properly. It's probably going to be at least another hour or so, maybe even 2, before we start thinking about setting the tents up. That being said, I am getting a little bit peckish. Looks like tonight might be the perfect opportunity to have our teas before we even set the tents up.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, we're both getting pretty hungry. And I've just been telling Chris, obviously we can see the priest's hole up there. When I walked back from the priest's hole, it was all snow and really hard frozen. I actually think we walked this route back to the car because myself and the chap that I met, we didn't want to walk down the frozen path. It was badly frozen, very slippery. I think we walked back this way. Although I'm still glad we've come up today because when I walked back, we didn't touch the summit. So I hadn't officially done this summit. But yeah, I definitely walked back this way, which is really strange. It looks totally different. Right, time for a bit more chill out time and then potentially some food. Yep, it's definitely food time and it is the perfect evening for myself and Chris to have our food before we even think about setting the tents up. I've gone with the easy stir fry again. I know I've got this one down to a T. Chris's is just getting finished off in the jet boil. Oh, it's so good. Be interesting to see what Chris thinks of the food.
Not gonna lie, I can't wait to try.
Oh, look at that. It's not a bad backdrop to enjoy our tea to either, is it, mate?
Oh, yeah.
You've got about 4 minutes left, mate, and then your food will be ready.
I'll get my big long spork out in a minute.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't hear that, Chris is going to get his big long spork out in a minute.
Wow. That long. Not as long as yours.
Mine's bigger than yours, mate. So, hand cooked by my good self at home. Honest opinions. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, say you don't.
Even just the smell of it, it's ridiculous. Honestly, the pigeon juice you'll get. Very good, very good. Well impressed. I love it how you can actually have, what, you just cook anything you want. Have proper food.
Mm-hmm. And a proper portion as well.
Yeah. Without having a...
To pay 15 quid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I can't believe how much you can get in there.
Looks like Chris is suitably impressed with the meal, mate.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you... There's a lot in there compressed, but then when you start breaking it with your fork, it just doubles itself.
Yeah. Yeah, they are good. Right, myself and Chris are going to get away and finish our food. Then continue having a catch up. And then after that, we're going to start thinking about setting up the tents. The sun is now starting to get low in the sky and it has cooled down. So myself and Chris have got our tents up. Just looking over towards the Fairfield Peak, you can see that sun is starting to go down. And we're both hoping once it dips below them mountains in front of us, as it starts to set, it's going to light the sky up with some beautiful sunset colours. Looking down the valley, some lovely clear skies over towards Ullswater and Penrith. With the doubt over the wind speeds and how long they would last, I've brought the scarf. Even with the door open, this thing is absolutely rock solid. Even Tactical Duck agrees. If you know, you know. Usual winter sleep system inside. We've already had our teas, but we've got the Yeti Brekkie for morning. 3 or 4 Heineken Zeros left. A banging setup. I am on a slight downhill tilt. As you can see there, normally my head would be at that end. So what I've done is I've spun myself around so my head's facing up the hill. I found that when I sleep with my head slightly downhill, I end up getting a headache. Chris is still getting set up inside, but he's in the Hilleberg Solo tonight, the red label. He's just got his sleeping mat and sleeping bag in. On the Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm.
Yeah,
and
Checology pillow and Thermarest Questar bag.
Banging setup. Plenty of room in there width-wise. But we were both discussing I would probably struggle for length inside that tent. So Chris has just got the last few things to set up. And then we're just going to sit out and chill some more. Beautiful surroundings. You can still see those people wandering around the tents. And people keep popping in and out of the priest's hall. That's a cracking view down that valley. And for the moment, that wind does seem to have subsided a little bit. Seem to be in a bit of a lull, so we'll both take that. And fingers crossed, if that wind stays as low as it is now, I might even be able to get the drone up. But for now, once again, it's time for the camera to go down. A bit more chill out time. We'll see you soon. The sun's just about down now and the temperature has dropped. Both myself and Chris fully togged up in the down gear and gloves. Some lovely wispy clouds in the sky. And just the tail end of the sunset colours towards Helvellyn. Myself and Chris have both been remarking on just how stunning this little bit of ridgeline is here and how everything in front of us looks real, but when we look over there it just looks like a HD computer landscape. Absolutely glorious, man. But like I say, that temperature has started to drop and it won't be long before that sun is fully down. So me and Chris are going to have another 20 minutes, half an hour, and then it'll be time to jump in the tents, which is where I'll see you next. Well, it's definitely getting towards bedtime. Myself and Chris have sat out chatting away and it's now pitch dark outside. There's been lights flashing in the priest hall and from those campers that are just up the valley. And we've just watched about 3 or 4 lights descending from the top ridge line as well. Definitely feeling a lot warmer for being inside the tent out of that bit of wind. So it's time for us both to get our heads down. Enjoy the photos and footage I've got for you overnight. And as always, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. 5:15 and it's already just getting light outside. 7.25 hours deep sleep inside the tent, so I'm really happy with that. It's been a cold night, but toasty warm inside the tent and the sleeping bag. Chris is up, so we're going to get up and have some breakfast. I've just walked up to the pinnacle just above us. You can see the tents there. Looking back up the valley this morning. It's a beautiful morning at camp. Look at those clouds over the top of that mountain there, just hugging the top. Some lovely sunrise colours over towards Penrith. And there is a skylark just flitting around. I've heard it singing. It's nice to be able to get up at camp and see the sunrise. First time in a while. But like I say, it's definitely time to get some breakfast on. We do have a small wind this morning, so I can feel it more up here than I could where the tents are. So I'm going to jump back in my tent. I'm going to leave the door open, get that jet boil fired up. Despite there being not much wind this morning, what little wind there is cuts like a knife. Both myself and Chris have cold hands, but we've just been taking in that sunrise. Absolutely stunning this morning. But definitely breakfast time. Chris's breakfast still cooking. I got a little bit of a head start on him. Just what the doctor ordered this morning, this. And as usual, while my breakfast was heating up, I've managed to get 90% of everything inside the tent packed away. And we've just got the very last of the sunrise colours. And just behind me, as it's rising, you can see the sun is highlighting the mountains behind us. Beautiful, that. Right, time to finish my breakfast and then get the tent torn down. That is us just about all packed up and ready to go. See Chris there just putting the last of his stuff in his rucksack, looking back up towards the Priest Hole and Dove Crag, Fairfield Peak, Dollywagon Pike, Helvellyn, all around us. Absolutely stunning morning this morning. Some lovely rolling clouds over those hills. A cracking view down that valley too. It's been a really enjoyable morning at camp. It's just coming up to 7 o'clock, so it's been quite a lazy morning for us really. We've just relaxed, had breakfast, took it all in. That's where I had my tent last night. Definitely nothing left behind there. That's where Chris had his, nothing left behind there. Chris's rucksack ready to go. And there's my rucksack ready to go with all our rubbish in it. So as always, and as it should be, we'll be leaving no trace behind. So it's time to get the rucksacks on and head down the mountain. And I'll be able to bring you back along the way this morning to show you the morning views on the way back to the car. It's cold this morning, isn't it, Chris? Yeah, really cold on the fingers. Oh, fingers are like crab sticks, but it was well worth it for that sunset and sunrise and a cracking camp too. Just walking along that top ridge, so we were camped somewhere just over that last hump there. We're just starting the descent proper. Now you can see the path that we're going to follow to head back down. A lovely morning sky. Stunning, that sunlight in the clouds hugging the mountaintops there. Oh, right, time to get back to the car and get them heated seats on for sure. We've both been walking about half an hour now, and we've just come into the last little bit of decline before we turn right through the gate to head back down to the Cowbridge car park. Chris has now got a sweat on. He's taking his jacket off. But look at this, man. Cracking view up to Red Scurry's summit there, up the Kirkstone Pass. A beautiful morning. Angletown Pikes absolutely lit up with rays of sunshine. And we are at the very top of that last descent now. About 10, maybe 15 minutes and we'll be back at the cars. Just looking down upon Brothers Water now. It is like glass. Apart from some ducks making a little bit of a splash in that bottom left hand corner. That is stunning. And looking up towards Hayeswater Reservoir is absolutely beautiful. It's still as anything down here and the perfect opportunity to sign the video off. Thank you all very much for joining me on this one, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as Chris and I have. So once again, until next time, stay safe, much love from a Cumbrian lad.